Have you guys ever heard the term OE equipment? Well, it stands for original equipment and just means that a particular part came installed on your vehicle from the factory. It can also be referred to as factory installed equipment. And guess what? In most cases, the last thing you want to do is replace your tires with the same brand and model of tires that it came with from the factory. And you want to know why? Well, let's go find out. First off, unless it's a vehicle like a Ram TRX, a Bronco or F-150 Raptor, Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, the Ford Tremors, and some other more specialty vehicles, the factory vehicles are going to come with tires that are specifically designed and engineered for use on mass-produced vehicles. The specs on the tires are in fact going to be a little bit different than your OE replacement tires are going to be. The thing is, the automotive manufacturers request certain fuel economy and overall cost parameters from the tire manufacturers to help meet stringent EPA fuel economy regulations, plus, obviously, to keep the overall tire cost as low as possible. Now, this doesn't mean that the tires that come on your brand new vehicle are going to be junk by any means. It just means that when you go to replace them, I personally wouldn't replace them with the exact same brand and model of tire that your vehicle came with, unless, of course, like I had mentioned earlier, the vehicle is more of a specialty performance vehicle that may have come with BFG KO2s or Goodyear dirt tracks or their Territory or a comparable tire and quality and performance to that. So why do I bring that up, you might ask? Well, because if you're unsure to which brand and model of tire that you want to go with when replacing your OE tires and you go to bring your vehicle into the dealership for a new set of tires, they're either going to ask you if you just want to replace your old tires with the same brand and model of tires that are on there, or they are going to try and steer you in the direction of whichever tire they're getting the most kickback on at the time. See, if you're not already aware or haven't worked at a dealership like I have for several years in the past, then you may not know that dealerships are incentivized to sell you certain brands and models of tires and may lead you in a direction that might not be in your best interest for your own particular vehicle use circumstances. They might just recommend you to replace your tires with the same brand and model of tires that were already on there from the factory. Or, and what's more likely to happen, they may try to sell you a particular brand and model of tire that they make the most money on if they hit a particular sales volume target. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing by any means. In fact, the tires that they're trying to sell might actually be really good, high quality, high performing tires and might be the right set of tires for you, either because of their price or they are actually going to work well in your particular situation. But if you are going to go to a dealership for anything, really not just tires, it's going to really be up to you to do your research first and go in there knowing exactly what you want, and don't let them try and talk you out of it because, well, they will. They'll try to steer you and persuade you into a decision and purchase what's best for them and not always what's best for you. And guys, this methodology isn't every single dealership out there. There are many that will take the quality time to understand what you're using your vehicle for and ultimately will guide you in the right direction. So don't get me wrong, I'm not opposed to buying tires at a dealership, but I would never go to one unless I knew exactly what I wanted to purchase first, and I wasn't going to let them talk me out of it just for their own personal financial gain. So then the next question is, so Josh, what if I don't know anything about tires? Then where do I even start? Well, the answers to these questions are pretty simple. It really just starts with a quick needs analysis or assessment of how and what you are using your vehicle for in your region's various climate conditions, and that way you can anticipate the traction needs out of your tires. A basic needs assessment checklist, if you will. For example, how often am I going to be on non-paved roads? Once in a great while, I might load up my kayak and travel down a gravel road for a few miles to get to the spot where I like to launch it. Therefore, 95% of my driving is on the road. Plus, I live in an area where we occasionally get rain, but not that often as it's a warmer, drier climate. Well, for that particular circumstance, the tire doesn't even have to be mud or snow rated or even have the 3 Peak Mountain Snowflake rating, and an all-season tire would work just fine. And real quick, guys, let me just clarify the different types of tire designations, because I just said the tire doesn't have to be mud or snow rated or certified for severe winter driving conditions with the Three Peak Mountain Snowflake rating. But then I go on to say an all-season tire, and that just sounds kind of contradictory. And it kind of is, but if we break it down into the 5 different categories of traction aggressiveness for anyone that might use their vehicle for off-roading, has an all-wheel drive vehicle or 4-wheel drive vehicle, and are in climates with snowstorms, blizzards, ice storms, or often experience rain with torrential downpours maybe, then these 5 types of different traction types of tires will be best to familiarize yourselves with. Starting with the one that's the most mild or tame out of the 5 is going to be the all-season type of traction rated tire. Then increasing in traction from there is the all-terrain, then the hybrid terrain or rugged terrain. Then onto the most aggressive end of the traction spectrum is the mud terrain. The 5th tire is one that we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on, as it's pretty self-explanatory, is the dedicated winter tire, which should only be used as a second set of tires and in colder months when the average temperature drops below 40 degrees Fahrenheit or about 4.5 degrees Celsius, as those temperatures and below are where the rubber compound is designed to perform the best. Or if you're in certain areas in Canada, then, well, you're required by law to run a designated winter tire throughout certain months of the year. Getting back to mostly on pavement road use tires that are all-season tires, a few really great all-season tires are, well, the Michelin Defender LTX series, Hankook Dynapro HP2, and the Goodyear Wrangler SRA, just to name a few. Now, most of us fit into this next category of all-terrain tires because the majority of us use our vehicles mainly for on-road daily driving, but on the weekends, we love to hit the trails and do some light to moderate off-roading. Most of us also need our tires to be great on the pavement no matter what the weather conditions are. Plus, a tire that can handle all types of varying weather conditions is usually indicative of a tire that can perform quite well in a variety of off-road situations. If this sounds like this is pretty close to how you use your vehicle and have a crossover vehicle or SUV or a medium to half-ton pickup truck or even a 1-ton or bigger, a few really great OE tire replacements are the Falken Wild Peak AT3, Toyo Open Country AT3, and one that has become one of my favorite tires recently is the BF Goodrich Trail Terrain. I've been running it on my all-wheel drive Toyota Highlander for about the last 6 months and, well, through some pretty gnarly blizzards without letting me down even once. Well, except for the one time through deep, icy slush when I was driving too fast for conditions, but obviously that wasn't the tire's fault. And I'm not just trying to sell you on the trail terrain because we get any type of kickback or anything like that. Instead, I can tell you it's an awesome tire for on-road comfort and quietness, while also a beast when it gets put to the test while off-road or in severe winter driving conditions, as it also carries the Three Peak Mountain Snowflake rating. I will also say that the BFG Trail Terrain is a great OE replacement if you know that most of your driving is going to be on the pavement, and it certainly isn't going to let you down when you do occasionally go off the beaten path. However, if you know that you are going to be off the pavement quite a bit, and maybe the road noise and comfort isn't as important to you as the off-road performance, then I would say the Falken Wild Peak AT3 and Toyo Open Country AT3 are going to have a very slight off-road advantage due to, well, for one, their shoulder lugs being slightly more aggressive than the BFG Trail Terrains are. So for on-road comfort and quietness, definitely the BFG Trail Terrains, and for more performance while off-roading, the Falken Wild Peak and Toyo Open Country all-terrains. All of these, by the way, do carry the Three Peak Mountain Snowflake rating. The 3 brands and models I just mentioned are great all-terrain tires for the majority of us, but what if we want an even more aggressive OE replacement that still falls into the all-terrain road and trail category because we know we put our vehicles through some pretty gnarly off-road scenarios and even through extreme terrains that would tear a normal all-terrain apart? Maybe we have a lifted Toyota 4Runner or Tacoma, or maybe a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, or some sort of built-up truck or vehicle, and need to match a tough and aggressive tire with it, but we still want to stay within the all-terrain designation. This is where a tire like, well, the BFG KO2 would be great, or the Mickey Thompson Baja Boss All-Terrain would be another excellent option. The General Grabber ATX is also another great option there as well. Plus, they all have the Three Peak Mountain Severe Winter Driving certification, and that gives you that additional confidence through the worst of weather conditions. If it's a really aggressive tire that you're looking for to replace your factory installed tires, but still want to maintain respectable road manners, then this is where the hybrid or rugged terrain tires will be the way to go here. More spacing between the tread blocks, more aggressive shoulder lugs, sidewall cleats, and deeper tread voids, plus a compound that is going to offer a more off-road optimized tread compound, and it may not last as long on the road, but that's okay because these tires are going to be used for a lot of off-road use. Hybrid tires are designed to bridge the gap between the all-terrain and mud terrains. The hybrid terrain may not be as quiet on the road as the all-terrains, but they certainly aren't going to be as noisy as a lot of the mud terrains are. And just to name a few really great choices for hybrid terrain tires to get you started in the right direction, the Kenda Cleaver RT is an excellent choice, and they have a great price too. Nitto Ridge Grapplers have been another really great performing tire, and the Mickey Thompson Baja Legend EXP is yet another great go-to choice. One thing to keep in mind is that if the Three Peak Mountain certification is important to you to have, that many of the hybrid tires won't be severe winter driving certified. That's where, if you want a tire that offers great traction for both off and on the road and is Three Peak Mountain Snowflake certified, this is where I would refer you back to the Mickey Thompson Baja Boss All-Terrain, the BFG KO2 All-Terrain, and the General Grabber ATX, as those three are about as close to a hybrid terrain type of traction that can get you the 3 PMSF rating. And our next category is, of course, the most aggressive type of OE replacement tire you can get, and that's the mud terrain. Although not very often are people asking for a mud terrain as an OE replacement, but it is an option for those of you who need a super aggressive tire to get you through just about any type of terrain imaginable. Fair warning though, mud terrains aren't really that friendly on the pavement. They're kind of loud and a little bit obnoxious and have a softer blend of rubber compound and will wear out much faster on the road. Plus, they kind of suck as soon as the pavement is wet, greasy, or has any type of ice or snow on it, rendering a mud terrain virtually useless in those types of situations. Get it off the pavement though, and it will do exactly what you need it to do in just about any type of off-road terrain, especially if there's a lot of sharp, jagged rocks, trail debris, harsh terrains, and of course, mud. And if you're not sure on which brand and model of mud terrain to go with, the BFG KM3 mud terrain is great. Even on the road, it does really well for a mud terrain. The Toyo Open Country mud terrain is another great choice, and my third recommendation would be the Mickey Thompson Baja Boss mud terrain, of which is another one that performs pretty well on the road because of its asymmetrical tread pattern, and that's optimized for aggressive off-road use and still decent on-road manners. And guys, a super easy way to find each one of these different tire types on our website at TrailBuilt Off-Road, which will also have a link to it in the description, is after entering in your vehicle's information and hitting search, you can filter each one of these tire types so that it only shows you the options for that specific tire type of terrain in the search results. Then once you click on an individual tire, you will then be able to see what all of its specifications are, like if it carries the 3 PMSF rating or what the tire manufacturer's tread life warranty is, and all of the other tire specs. Much easier in my opinion, plus it's a no hassle purchasing experience compared to buying from the dealership, and not to mention the cost savings. And the other advantage with purchasing your replacement tires from us on TrailBuilt is not only is buying tires easy, but this way you will also have the option of pairing your tires with an awesome looking set of wheels right away. And actually, even though you're spending a little bit of extra money on the wheels, you're going to be saving a huge chunk of money by not having to pay the additional mounting and balancing of your new tires on your wheels because, well, we do that for you at no additional cost. And we also will ship them to you for free as well for any of you that live in any state in the lower 48, and that is almost enough savings there to cover the additional cost of your new packaged wheels, depending on what wheels you picked out, of course. Once your wheels and tires are picked out and you're ready for checking out, we even offer multiple ways to pay for your new wheels and tires so that you don't have to pay for them all at one time, and can help ease up on the budget by spreading the payment over time. So with everything that's going on in this world right now that is giving us all a little extra anxiety, buying your next set of tires shouldn't be one of them. And if you guys do have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to us either in the comments below or even by reaching out to our awesome customer service team here at TrailBuilt. And their contact information can be found right in the footer at the bottom of our homepage on TrailBuilt, of which, again guys, we'll have a link in the description that brings you right to it. And guys, as always, we appreciate all of you for watching and all of your support. I'm Josh from TrailBuilt, and we'll see you guys out on the trails.